Hello everybody, my name's NB Monarchy. You can call me NB, Monarchy, or even call me by my real name, Dan. Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you guys. It's a pleasure to see you guys again after so long. I'm so sorry for the long wait. I just haven't found the mood or interest in uploading a video in a while. I'm really sorry about that. Keep in mind, I'm not the most passionate when it comes to YouTube. I'm mostly doing this simply for fun. But yeah, it's glad to see you guys again. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you guys are doing swell. And I hope you guys are having a lovely day. Today we're going to continue on our journey through my book of poetries. For any newcomers out there, for those who don't know, I am a poetry channel. I read about poetry and whatnot. That's not a very good description, but hey, I'll stick with it for now. I read poetry, and remember, guys, if you want a poem for me to read from you, then please submit it to me in the Discord server that I linked below. Add my name there, and I will read it for you. And as well, in return, I will read out any of your socials and shout out you in my description below. Thank you very much. And again, for those who don't know, I do 5 poetries a day, and I will add a bonus one in case if a fan ever submits a poetry for me to read. And someone did actually submit something for me to read today, so we will be getting a fan poem. Well, to be honest, I consider him more of a friend than a fan, but he was so kind of giving me this poem that I can't help but read. Be quiet, phone, I'm trying to speak here. Anyways, now before I get into it, I want to quickly say, smash the like button if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more from me, please subscribe and turn on the bell icon to all so you don't miss out on a single video. Thank you. Let me quickly try to find where this guy is, where his poem is, before I continue. There we go. Now, continuing off, we're going to be doing 5 poems for today, and remember, as I talked about, I'm sorry for the really long wait. As an apology for, taking so long to upload a video, I will immediately upload a second video afterwards. So you'll be getting 2 videos in one day. Hooray. Not like there's many of you, but hopefully one day my channel might grow. Here we go. Starting off with our first poem of the day, The Blue Bell by Anne Bronte. 1820 to 1849. I am very sorry for butchering that name. Annie Bronte was the youngest of the Bronte sisters, all of whom were famous novelists. In the 19th century, women often struggled to get their writing published, so many used the male pseudonyms, including Annie, whose pen name was Acton Bell. In this poem, different flowers have different effects on the speaker. How does the mood change when she sees the blue bell? I have no idea. Let us see. A fine and subtle spirit dwells in every little flower, each one its own sweet feeling breeze, with more or less of power. There is a silent eloquence in every wild blue bell, that fills my softened heart with bliss that words could never tell. Yet I recall not long ago a bright, sunny day. 'Twas when I led a toilsome life so many leagues away. The day long a sunny road, all carelessly I strayed, between 2 banks where smiling flowers their varied hues displayed. Before me arose a lofty hill, behind me lay the sea. My heart was not so heavy then as it wont be. Less harassed than at another time, I saw the scene was fair, and spoke and laughed to those around as if I knew no care. But when I looked upon the bank, my wandering glances fell upon a little trembling flower, a single sweet blue bell. Hence came that rising in my throat, that dimness in my eye. Where did those burning drops distill, those bitter feeling rise? Oh, that lone flower recalled to me my happy childhood hours, when blue bells seemed like fairy gifts, a prize amongst the flowers. Those sunny days of merriment, when heart and soul were free, and when I dwelt with kindred hearts that loved and cared for me. I had not then mid carelessly crowds to spend a thankless life in seeking after others real, with anxious toil and strife. Sad wanderer, weep those blissful times that may never return. The lonely floweret seemed to say, and thus it made me mourn. That is quite the hard-hitting poem, and it's again also quite a sad one. The past was quite a harsh time, especially for women. Any women watching my videos, I want to say that just remember that you are strong and powerful, independent people. Never think otherwise. Go women. For our second poem of the day, we got Among the Rocks by Robert Browning, 1812 to 1889. Woohoo! Robert Browning is one of the most important poets of the 19th century. In this poem, he celebrates being with nature, something that he felt was being lost as the cities expanded during the Industrial Revolution. Can you find examples of personification in this poem? Nature is beautiful, but I refuse to live in it. I'm sorry. Here we go. Oh good, gigantic smile o'er the brown old earth. This autumn morning, how he sets his bones, to bask I the sun, and thrust out knees and feet, for the ripple to run over in its mirth. Listening the while, where on the heap of stones, the wild breast of the sea lark twitters sweet. That is the doctrine, simple, ancient, true. Such is life's trials as old earth smiles and knows. If you loved only what were worth your love, love were clear again, and wholly well for you. Make the low nature better by your throes. Give earth yourself, go up for gain above. I am all for preserving nature. Nature is a beautiful thing, and it should not be destroyed. People often have this fear that one day the entire planet might become robots. As ridiculous as that may sound, I really hope that's not the case. Because, again, I love nature. I love seeing trees. I love seeing plants and flowers. And animals, of course. I don't want to see it disappear when I become 80 or something. I'm only 16. I shouldn't be thinking too far ahead. Anyways, moving on. In our third poem of the day, we got Windy Nights by Robert Louis Stevenson, 1850 to 1894. That was a long time ago. Robert Louis Stevenson is skilled at bringing drama to subjects that at first glance seem quite ordinary. What do you notice about the relationship between the title and the content of the poem? Who do you think the galloping man might be? I have no clue because I haven't read this yet. Oh wait, I just don't remember. I have the memory of a peanut, and the brain of one as well. Anyways, here we go. Whenever the moon and the stars are set, whenever the wind is high, all night long in the dark and wet a man goes riding by. Late in the night, when the fires are out, why does he gallop and gallop about? Whenever the trees are crying aloud and the ships are tossed at sea, by on the highway low and loud, by at the gallop goes he. By at the gallop he goes, and then by he comes back at the gallop again. Is he talking about a horse? Again, I'm pretty sure I read this before, but unfortunately do not recall. But I'm gonna go on a limb and just say he's talking about a horse. Well, of course he is talking about a horse. Well, he's talking about a man riding a horse. What is wrong with me? I just woke up. God, my brain is not working today. Anyways, on to our fourth poem of the day. Hey, that rhymed! Composed upon Westminster Bridge, September 3rd, 1802, by William Wordsworth, William Wordsworth, an amazing poet. Check out his stuff, man. 1770 to 1850. In this famous poem, William Wordsworth. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. William Wordsworth depicts the landscape of London seen at dawn. The poem juxtaposes natural and urban imagery. What other techniques would Wordsworth use when describing the setting? Why do you think he chose to set the poem at dawn? I have no clue. Let's find out, shall we? Earth has not anything to show more fair. Dull would he be of soul who could pass by. A sight so touching in its majesty, this city now doth like a garment wear. The beauty of the morning silent bare, ships, towers, domes, theatres and temples lie, upon into the field and to the sky, all bright and glittering in the smokeless air. Never did sun more beautifully steep. In his first splendor, valley, rock, or hill, near, saw I never felt a calm so deep. The river glideth at its own secret will. Dear God, their very houses seem asleep, and all that mighty heart is lying still. But for those who do know these specific poems, I may or may not have messed up some of the words, but chose to continue, or else it will sound ridiculous. Even though me switching up the words by accident is already pretty ridiculous sounding. But just for one of the lines, the river glideth at its own secret will, it's actually sweet. I accidentally misread it as secret. I'm very sorry. But that's it for now. Not for the end of the video, but for the end of this current page. In this current page, we were currently at nature and landscape. Previously, we were on animals. Now we're getting into a new subject, which is months and seasons. Hooray! Now, before I continue, I want to ask you guys watching, what's your favorite month and what's your favorite season? Personally, autumn. I love autumn. I love falls. It's nice and cold. I love the feeling of cold weather, cold wind through my face, through my hands, through my body. It's just so comforting. I know some people might disagree, but I like the feeling of cold. Not overly cold, of course, not winter cold, but autumn is just the right amount of cold that I desire. And boy, is it one of probably the most beautiful seasons of them all. The brown, golden, going through the sunlight. Oh God, it's a messy season, to be fair, because lots of leaves to rake up. But I love autumn. It's just so beautiful. It's just something I wish I could be upon for hours and hours, especially years. Now, on to our new topic and our final poem of the day. Young Lambs by John Clare, 1793 to 1864. John Clare wrote many well-known poems about the English countryside. In this example, he juxtaposes the freshness of spring with mortality. Spring brings new life, but also a reminder of death. How does the ending change at the tone of poem? Dear Lord, this one's deep. Here we go. The spring is coming by, a many signs. The trays are up, the hedge is broken down, that fence, the haystack, and the remnant shines like some old antique fragment, weathered brown, and there suns peep in every sheltered place. The little early buttercups unfold, a glittering star or two, till many trace the edges of the blackthorn clumps in gold. And then a little lamb bolts up behind the hill and wags his tail to meet the yo. And then another, sheltered from the wind, lies all its length as dead, and lets me go. Close by, a never steers, but baking lies, with legs stretched out, as though he could not rise. Well, that one is certainly interesting, and quite deep, honestly. That just goes to show, I've always had this idea that everything has a negative to it. Nothing is truly positive. Nothing is truly like just one good thing. There will always be a negative to it. Examples like the whole argument with, I don't know, like, I can't really think of a good example at the moment, unfortunately, but There's always a negative to something, even if it's something that's considered mostly good. There's still their negatives. Like, oh god, I'm trying to think of like an example of something that a lot of people think is good, but it has its negatives too. Well, cutting down trees. Okay, here's a good example. Cutting down trees, cutting down nature. Now, I know I said I love nature, but there is certain moments where cutting down trees is necessary. Necessary? Necessary. I'm very sorry. Lord. It's very necessary. Because I discovered there's a thing called overgrowth. And apparently what overgrowth is when trees and plants start growing into like places where they shouldn't be. Examples, buildings. Like, have you ever, like, how often do you guys see where there was like plants, like plant roots and moss growing inside the houses of old buildings? I had a friend once, in his house, his ceiling was covered in black mold. And if you don't know what black mold is, let's just say your air is going to be really messed up. You'll feel your lungs burning if you're near black mold. Dear Lord. And again, another fair argument is regarding housing, because people need places to live. There's a lot of homeless. Worldwide homelessness is like a big issue on its own. And if we don't cut down trees to make more houses and make more space to build homes, then these people who are homeless will remain homeless. They won't have a place to live, and they won't have a place to stay. So like cutting down trees, it's bad. Don't get me wrong. But there are its negatives to not cutting down trees, because if we don't, some people might remain homeless and overgrowth, as I said, might occur. And we might have black moss going in our, I don't know, ceilings and giving us burning lungs. So anyways, off of that, we are going to continue to the fan requested poem given to me by, why do I keep calling him a fan? He's more of a friend than a fan, but my friend Ryan. Unfortunately, Ryan said he didn't want me to link any of his socials because he said it was all good. So I'm a bit disappointed by that. I want Ryan to get some at least some attention for what he does, because he's a really good guy. But anyways, here we go. When I say I love you, I'm swearing an oath, one that is meant to bind us both. On my honor, my right to call myself a man of my word. I promise I will try to never make you hurt. I know I'm not perfect, I'll make some mistakes. I might hurt you or damage your faith. But I know I can give you a place where you can live your life forever and ever with you as my wife. I can see us both now, clear as day, still together even in our old age. With you, my love, the one I hold dear, there's no need to cry, no need to shed tears. You can be yourself now, just as you were when you were a child. Stay with me, my love. I prove I'm worthwhile. Told me he had to do something regarding his relationship. I wonder why. But that was a very heartwarming poem given to me by my friend Ryan. I wish I could link any of his socials, but he said he was all good, so Sag. But Ryan, you're an amazing person. Ryan, that was a beautiful poem. Thank you very much for giving it to me and letting me read it on my YouTube channel. But anyway, guys, that will conclude poem reading for this episode. I will upload a second episode, not immediately after. I think I said immediately after, but I don't think I can do it immediately after because I gotta do something after this. But afterwards, I will upload a second video. As again, an apology for taking so long to upload my. Which episode is this? I think this is episode 5. God, I already lost count. I'm a terrible YouTuber, man. I suck. Oh, God. What's the word for like when you like to make fun of yourself a lot? Self-defamation? Is that it? I don't recall. But anyways, thank you so much for enjoying and watching the video all the way to the end. I hope you guys had an amazing, amazing day. And again, I'm sorry for taking so long. I'll try to upload more, and I'll try to get the time and the mood as well to upload more, because I really want to entertain you guys. But if you enjoyed this video and enjoy what I do, please smash the like button and comment down below and subscribe to the video and turn on the notification button if you want to never miss one of my videos. Hi, how are ya? I hope you have an amazing day. I still have yet to think of a proper outro, but have an amazing day, you guys. Bye.